So, strikerless tactics, they are all the rage in the FM community right now. Dr. Benji used a strikerless tactic in the latest streamer showdown. It didn't really work for him, but it definitely works against the AI. For some reason, strikerless is a bit of a taboo word, but if you fancy a little bit of fun, I have created my own strikerless tactic for you guys to try. I've tested it with a couple of teams. I've done this one without the help of 𝘼𝙗𝙤, so this is one of my own. Let me know what you think. Let's dive in and have that first test with Bristol City. So here is my test with Bristol City. If you've not seen this Bristol City rebuild, please do go and check it out. It is the team that I support, so actually finally doing a save with the team I support is something very different and something that I've not done for quite a number of years now, at least since FM19, so please do go and show that one some love. But I use this strikerless tactic with Bristol City, and in this first season we were able to get them promoted out of the championship by finishing 4th in the division. 46 games played in all competitions, 22 victories, 15 draws and 9 losses. Now I will say Bristol City at the start of this are predicted to finish 19th in the division, so surviving relegation, but definitely not finishing up in 4th. In terms of some of the other competitions as well, we got to the 5th round of the FA Cup, getting knocked out by Leicester, and then we also got knocked out in the 1st round of the Carabao Cup by Bournemouth. Now the tactic itself is pretty good, and you would have seen it highly in that save, but I will go through it in a little bit more detail very soon. But let's have a look at some of the other tests that I've done with this tactic. So the second team I tested this with was Italian side Napoli. Now I do have a slight confession with this one. I do like 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, so I retrained him as a shadow striker, and using Napoli, they won Serie A, 95 points, 30 victories, 5 draws, 3 losses. They also managed to pick up a Europa League title. Yes, they got knocked out in the quarterfinals by Atalanta, but from memory, from running this simulation, Atalanta was a team that we did struggle against. But League and Europa League double for Napoli. If we expand this out and take a look at the league, there is the 30 victories, 87 goals scored though. We were deadly in front of goal, even with no strikers. As I said though, I did retrain 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪. He is now a completely accomplished shadow striker to play in that role. And I think it's a testament to how good he is as a player, because he's got the pace, he's got the ability. He scored 19 goals throughout the course of the season. He did very well whilst he was learning a brand new position. In terms of some of the other players in the team, Lorenzo Insigne, 20 goals and 18 assists for him. He was brilliant throughout the entire course of the season, so fair play to him. Let's move on to the final test, and it wouldn't be a strikerless test unless we used Manchester City. So now I know what you guys are going to say. Steve, you've tested this with Man City. Napoli are a good team. Bristol City are not a good team in terms of the championship. But from my experience, these sorts of things work better if your team is better. You know, like if your team is a good team, you can get away with playing something strikerless, and to an extent, this team is slightly exposed in some of the key positions. But this is Manchester City. KDB was the top goal scorer for the club with 34 assists. Now obviously I'm recording this on the day after he's just scored 4 in the Premier League, so 34 goals, 19 assists for Kevin De Bruyne. This guy's something exceptional, isn't he? John Stone's highest average rated player, 20 assists for Mr. Jack Grealish as well, alongside 22 goals. So you know what, this tactic can really score some goals. If we go into the Premier League and take a look at some of the detailed stats, actually let's just look at the overview, shall we? Points per game, obviously Man City are top of that. We did win the division. We also scored the most goals as well by quite a considerable margin, almost 30 goals difference between ourselves and Liverpool. We create a decent number of shots, but obviously Liverpool do have a striker that they are playing, so we are doing really well in terms of some of these metrics. If we have a look and go on the home screen just for a second, in the bottom right of your screen you should be able to see that we are the best in terms of goals scored with that 101. We are also the second best in terms of goals conceded. We did get 6 red cards, which is actually something that I've only just clocked, but maybe we can have a look at that. But with Manchester City, not only did we win the Premier League, we won everything else as well. The Community Shield, the Carabao Cup, the Emirates FA Cup and the Champions League. We did do that quadruple. There's 5 trophies as well, isn't it, if you count the Community Shield, which I know a lot of people don't. But yeah, we won everything. It is Manchester City at the end of the day. If we expand the Premier League and take a look at things, 29 victories, out of the 38 games, 4 draws, 5 losses, 101 goals scored, 31 goals conceded, giving us that plus 70 goal difference. And in terms of some of the other trophies as well, winning the FA Cup emphatically 3-0 against Everton. The Carabao Cup, we win that one 4-1 against Aston Villa, and then obviously this Champions League, winning that final 3-2. Now I'm going to go on here and show you some of the goals and how this team plays, because it is... they've come back into it late, to be honest. I assume this Manchester City team took their pressure off, but I want to show you guys how these goals are scored, because a lot of people don't seem to be able to get their head around the strikerless thing and how it really works. So we've got lots of runners from midfield. So as you can see, Jack Grealish is forcing himself wide there, cuts inside, and that is a brilliant solo goal by Jack Grealish, I must admit, in the 3rd minute of a Champions League final. So fair play, Jack. But we've got loads of runners, and the AI defenders don't really understand how to mark you, so they pull out, and then you've got runners beyond. As you can see, Foden's getting in inside the fullback there. We've just got loads of runners, so the centre backs don't know what to do, so they step out a little bit too far, and then they get caught out basically by the runners in beyond. Here goes Cancelo. We've basically got 4v4. Grealish gets away and slots past Big Mike. These are the sorts of goals that this team will score lots of, and this tactic will score lots of. So let's start breaking it down. If we go onto the tactics screen, this is my strikerless. As I said, it was a test v6. It's taken a while for me to get to this point, but I'm actually really happy with it now. This is the strikerless test. If you go down into the description, if you are on PC or Mac, there will be a link to FM Scout where you can download this tactic yourself. If you are on Xbox or something like that and would like to try this yourself, please do follow the steps that I'm going to go through. We're going to go through everything and make sure that you have all the instructions exactly as you need. So in goal, we have a sweeper keeper on support with the additional instruction of pass it shorter. Now you add these into additional instructions by clicking on the edit button here, and the additional ones are the ones with the white cog and the red circle for your information. So if you click on edit here, then we've got shorter passing, so pass it shorter, simple as you like. In the right back position and the left back position, we have the same instructions on both guys. So we have it's a fullback on support with the additional instructions of take fewer risks, cross less, dribble less, shoot less, stay wider, and tackle harder. Then we move into the two centre backs. They are exactly the same as well, and they are central defenders on defend with stay wider, tackle harder, and mark tighter as their additional instructions. Moving up the field, we have a anchor. Now this is really key in this tactic. I think the anchor does a lot of the defensive work because everybody else is trying to bomb forward, so you need a good anchor in this position. They've got more direct passes on them, tackle harder, and again mark tighter. Moving ourselves up the field, we have the coveted role, the one that everybody's using at the moment, the CM on attack, and my CM on attack has take more risks, dribble more, shoot less, move into the channels, tackle harder, and again mark tighter. This is why we've probably picked up a couple of cards, because we're all tackling really hard. So then on either side we have wingers. Now they have the exact same instruction. They are both wingers on attack on both the right and the left hand side with the additional instructions of take fewer risks, shoot less often, tackle harder, and again that mark tighter. Basically we're trying to go man for man here, but by drawing the defense out of their defensive line where they are comfortable, then we have runners in behind. That's basically how the strikerless works. Then we have two shadow strikers on attack here. The one here that I've left clear, no additional instructions on them, just leave it as a shadow striker on attack. And then the other one is shoot less often, tackle harder, and mark tighter. And this is where I've been playing Kevin De Bruyne. And if we expand him again, 34 goals, 19 assists. He's quite good, isn't he? He's quite good, isn't he? So then it is a custom clean slate. So just go on clean slate and remake this yourself. It will be exactly the same. The mentality is a attacking mentality. Again, this is why I said it works better if you are the sort of the better team, the sort of more favoured team, one of the better teams in your division. In terms of in possession, this is how we're running. Fairly wide attacking width, playing out of defence, standard passing directness, extremely high tempo. We are doing low crosses and we are working the ball into the box. In transition, this is how we're looking. Counter pressing and counter. Is there any other way to play FM22? I don't think so. And our distribution type is we are rolling it out to either the centre backs or the full backs. It doesn't really matter, but let's just keep ourselves in possession. Let's not kick it long. In terms of out of possession, we are using the offside trap, a much higher line of engagement. Obviously, it doesn't look as high, but remember, no strikers. And a standard defensive lining, yes, we are playing the offside trap as well. We are trigger pressing much more often, and we are preventing that short goalkeeper distribution. Now, don't forget, guys, I did say there is a link down in the description if you want to download this and get it straight into your game. If not, just follow the steps that I've gone through and try it out for yourself. And let me know down in the comments what you think and if you think this would work in your save and who you are willing to try this with. I'm really intrigued. I've had a few games with it on my stream with Red Star. You should come and check out that. It's a really, really good save. We're almost into the Champions League final with a team from Serbia, which is really, really good. But that's where I'm going to leave it for today. If you like the tactic stuff, there will be a playlist popping up on the screen right now where the better tactical mind on this channel, 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 FM, has all of his tactics. Please do go and check those out. But until next time, guys, take care. See you soon.